Hello, y'all. Give you a little survival quiz. See, and this actually tells you almost about where I come from. Let's see if you can understand the quiz of survival. Let's give you one. See what y'all can do. I'll give you time to understand it. Just sit there and I have about 3 hours up, but I ain't gonna do 3 hours. I'm just gonna give you a handful. See how smart you really are. And I want your comments. See if you get the same answers. Okay, let's try this right here. You're walking along a trail when all of a sudden a big old bear coming at you. It's 100 feet ahead. What do you do? Go ahead. Try it. What do you do? You're walking along a trail. All of a sudden, you see this bear 100 feet ahead of you. What are you going to do? Oh, man. You're going to back away slowly and allow the bear have its space. Yell and scream at the bear. And run fast as you can. Let me give you the question one more time, see how educated you really are. You are walking along a trail when all of a sudden you see a bear 100 feet ahead. What are you going to do? Back away slowly, allow the bear to have space. Push your buddy and call for dinner for the bear. Yell and scream at the bear like you're a big badass. Or run fast as you can. We'll give you a couple of minutes to think about that. I'm going to timing you right now. Remember, run away as fast as you can. Yell and scream at the bear. Or you can push down your buddy and call for the bear for dinner. The bear's 100 feet away. What do you do when you see that bear and you're walking in the woods and you suddenly see the bear at 100 feet? What do you do? Back away slowly. Allow the bear some space. Push your buddy down and call for the bear for dinner. Yell and scream at the bear like you're a big badass. And run fast as you can. Take your pick. Run fast as you can. Yell and scream at the bear like you're a badass. Or push your buddy down and yell for dinner to the bear. Or back away slowly. And give the bear a following space. Don't forget the bear's only 100 feet away. Think about it, man. Think about it. What would you do? Think about it. I want to see your answers in the comments. What do you do? Now me, sitting out in these damn woods up there in Cherokee on eastern North Carolina, I see a bear at 100 feet. I ain't doing nothing. If he starts moving my way, I'm giving him plenty of space to move. I ain't running. I ain't pushing no one down. I'm just going to give you the answer. You give the bear space. You slowly move away. That's one question. Here's the second question. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if you can do this. Here's the other question. You need to move your camp, and you know that the closest town is towards the south. You don't have no compass. How do you find south? Look for the moss on a tree, and it's always on the north or west. Take a pick. What do you do? Give you that question again. You just move your camp. You know the closest town is in the south. You don't have a compass. How do you find south? Use the shadow of a stick method to find which way the sun is moving, west, to be the first stick to put in the ground. Use a shadow stick to find which way the sun is moving, west, will be your last stick to put in the ground. Look for moss on a tree and its way to the north. Give me a chance to answer that question now. The question is, you need to move your camp, and you know that the closest town is south. You do not have a compass. How do you find south? Look for moss on a tree. It's always on the north. Use a shadow stick to find the way the sun is moving. West will be the first stick put in the ground. Use a shadow stick method to find which way the sun is moving. West will be the last stick you put on the ground. That's an easy question, man. It's a very easy question. Which one is it? Which one is it? Let me give you a chance. Let me do it one more time. You need to move the camp. You know that the closest town is towards the south. You don't have a compass. You don't have a compass. How do you find south? Look at the smoke on your fire. It will always blow towards the east. Look for moss on the north side of a tree. Use a shadow stick on the ground. Find the sun moving west. Will be the first stick you put in the ground. Or use a shadow stick method on the ground, which will show you the sun is moving west. That should be an easy question. The easiest question of all. The answer should be looking for the moss on the tree. It's always facing north. So if it's going north, you got to go south. Easy question. That was the answer. Look for the moss on the north tree. Question number 3. Let's see if you can answer that. Let's see if you can answer it, big guy. See if you're really educated in survival. You're about to go to bed when a landslide's coming on the radio side. What do? Go to the second storage. Go to your bedroom anyway. Go down to the basement. Go outside to a walk around. Or, remember the question, you're about to go to bed when a landslide warning comes on the radio. What do? Go to the second story of your house. Go to your bed anyway. Go to the basement. Or go outside to have a walk around. What do? Should be an easy one. The answer is go to the second storage. Because the mudslides, you don't have a chance. If you're trying to walk around, that shit hits you. Number 4. Number 4 is a good one. It's actually telling you where I've been hanging out plenty of times. Earthquakes occur, and you're currently in your car driving towards town, and you are in the middle of nowhere. You do park under a tree, hop out of your car and run for it. Park in the open or continue driving. Let me repeat that question for you. An earthquake is occurring, and you are currently in your car driving, going towards a town, meaning you in the car driving, going to town, in the middle of nowhere. Park your car under a tree, hop out of the car and run for it, park in the open, or continue driving. Think about it now. It's a survival skill. Now it's a survival skill. Think about it. An earthquake is occurring, and you are currently driving your car towards any other town, and you are in the middle of nowhere. What do? Park your car under a tree, hop out and run for it, park in the open, or continue driving. Take your pick, man. The correct answer would be park your car in the open and hope the damn ground don't split under you. Number 5, question. A warning comes on the TV saying a volcano is about to erupt nearby you. There is no time to evacuate the area. What do? Try to run for it anyway. Barricade yourself inside a house. Decide the volcano is not going to explode and leisurely walk around your house. Or hide in a pit. Now remember the question. I need that answer on my comment. Now think about it. A warning comes out on the radio and TV saying a volcano is about to erupt nearby you, and there is no time to evacuate the area. What do? Try to run for it anyway. Barricade yourself inside your house. Decide the volcano is not going to explode and leave it on and walk. Or hide in a pit. The answer should be easy. The answer should be easy. Think about it now. Think about it. Just think about it. It's a survival question. Think about it. If I hear a TV or radio saying a volcano is going to erupt nearby me, there's no time to evacuate the area, my answer would have to be barricade myself inside the house for a couple of reasons. If I try to run, I'm going to be hit by the sound and the noise. It's going to fuck me up. If I decide to go walk out in my underwear and take a piss and walk around, still sound blast is going to get you. And if I decide to hide in a pit, well, that ain't going to do too good neither. You got 3 major things you got to know about an earthquake or a volcano. The volcano has three sides to it if you listen to it. One, it makes the noise. It blows. Well, that's going to fly over your area. You don't have nothing to worry about. Now, the second thing is that explosion. You should be barricading your house because the sound stuff is going around it. The second phase is when it decides to crack open. That's when the molten steam and all that comes out with the smoke and starts to run down your area. So you don't have no time to run away. But if you're in that house and it's steaming and stuff and it's just going to be a sound in the smoke, it's just going to go around the house. So you got it. The third part is lava running down. So you have time to barricade yourself in the house between the sound blast and lock yourself in the house because you don't have nowhere to go. And when the smoking ship comes with the second part of the volcano, is the smoke. It's going to come down through there. It's a furnace that's going to burn completely your house. So the best thing to do is stay in the center of your house and let the shit just burn around it. And then your volcano lava and them comes down to third. Well, by that time you know where you're going to be at. But you don't want to be in a pit. So when it gets halfway down the mountain, if you're on the mountain, you're dead. If you're at the foothills, you're dead. But if you're on level ground, there's that time period. You already went through the sound blast and everything going past it. Now you went through the smoke and shit going past. So that stuff is going to be about like 400 or 500 degrees. That's when you get in the center of your house. Take your tin full, wrap it, and let it just blow over you. It's like a forest fire. And then you get up and get the fuck out. So the answer is barricade yourself inside the house, because you got 3 phases of a volcano. Okay, let's go to the next one, number 6. You and your friend is in a survival of a storm. You have to check the area, and you have to check each other after the storm for injuries. Your first aid is applied. Your next step for survival, what is it? Using the 3 S rules and 3 hours without a shelter, and you start working your way to a newer shelter and from elements. The next is decide that you and your friend can yell enough someone might hear you. Find a freebie or a ball and throw it out there so everybody might see you resting. Or excited and made yourself hungry and you decided what left of yourself for food. That means kill your buddy. Now remember what I said. You and your friend have survived the storm. You have to check each other for injuries, and any needed first aid have been applied. What should you do next? The 3 rules saying 3 hours without a shelter so you can work your way to a shelter and your friend from the elements, meaning build yourself a shelter. Okay. Or you can sit there and yell and shout, and where you at, and hope somebody hears you. Or you can take a stick and frisbee and everything, just throw it out there so you hope somebody sees it. What should you do? The 3 S's is what I'll be doing. You can go with 3 hours without a shelter and walk away to a new shelter from the elements, meaning you can actually build you a shelter. That's your answer. Here's the next one. Which of the following should you not do during a heat wave? Drink plenty of water. Don't eat large meals. Stay indoors. And go for a jog. Which of the following you should not do? Drink plenty of water. Don't eat large meals. Stay indoors. Go for a jog. That should be an easy. What you should not do is go for a jog. Here's another one you can learn. It's a newer question. It's all about survival. It's all survival. It's dark, and you and your friend are on a camping trip in a remote area that you have weathered a huge storm. Depression is beginning to set in. What you do to provide comfort, security, and lift everyone's spirits? Repeat that question again. It's in the dark. You and your friends are on a camping trip in a remote area, and you have weathered a huge storm. Depression is beginning to set in. What can you do to provide comfort, security, and lift up the spirits? Build a fire, even if it's a small one. Tell everyone to get some sleep and they will feel better in the morning. Get angry with your friends and yell at them. Or lead your friends in around a camp song. Think about it. The question's not that hard. You're in the dark, you and your friends, and you're in a remote camping area. You just have weathered a heavy storm. Depression is beginning to set in. And what do you provide comfort, security, and lift up everyone's spirit. Build a fire, even if it's small. Tell everyone to get some sleep, and we'll feel better in the morning. Get angry at them and yell at them. Or lead your friends in a camp song. The answer is build a fire, even if it's small. Give you another thing, try, see if you're educated. All survival, it's all about survival. You haven't studied much plants, but you heard of a universal edible test. You come across a plant that has an umbrella on top and a sterile purple mold stalk. What should you do? Never eat any plant without positive identification. Give some of your buddies to see if it harms them first. Watch the animals and see they eat it, and is it okay? Try to touch a bit on your tongue, maybe chewable. You have studied plants much. You have heard of a universal edible plant test. You can come across a plant that has an umbrella with a top and a smooth purple mollusk stake. What should you do? Never eat a plant without positive identification. Give it to your buddies to see if it harms them. Watch the animals and see what they eat it or not. Or try to touch on the tongue and maybe it's chewable. My answer is real easy. Never eat any plant without you knowing exactly what it is. That's how people die of mushrooms. They don't know they're mushrooms. Here's a good one. You have a friend just become through a territory and destructive storm. What is the first thing you need to do? Start patting each other on the back, congratulating each other. Make sure your clothes are torn and you're still looking good. Run your life in case another storm is on its way. Check each other for injuries and apply first aid if needed. This is the question. You and your friends have just come through a territory and a destructive storm. What is the first thing to do? Pat each other on the back and congratulate each other. Make sure your clothing aren't torn and you're still looking good. Run for your lives in case another storm decides to show up. Check each other for injuries and apply first aid if needed. My answer would be checking each other out for injuries, and if anybody needs first aid, do it. Now, that's part of survival. You got to learn them. You need to learn them big time. Fun part is the next question is going to really get you. You're walking along the trails when you suddenly saw a pack of wolves at 50 feet heading your way. Do you stand your ground? Do you run? Or do you sit there and try to pick a fight with them? Or you give up? It's a pack of wolves 50 feet away, heading your way. What do you do? Think about it. Think about it now. You can jump up and down and act like you're a badass. You can run. Stand your ground. I'm making sure you got your knife with you. Or you give up. Try it again. Me, stand my ground. I got my knife in my hand. First wolf jumps. You kill it. All the other ones run. They got to get a new alpha male. That's the first thing. What if you see a bobcat 50 feet away and they're walking your way? Climb a tree, run, or jump in a pond when you get too close. You got a choice. He's 50 feet away and you're 100 feet away from a pond. And you got the woods. What do? Stand your ground, climb a tree, or jump in that pond. That's your choice. Stand your ground, climb a tree, or jump in that pond. 2 bobcats now. 2 bobcats. Answer is jump in the pond. Cats don't like water. Bobcats don't at all. Now, if it's a mountain lion or jaguar or a lion or tiger, they're going to get in that water. Bobcat ain't. He's just like a street cat. That water's a no-no if he can get out of it. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. I want to see every one of y'all's answers in them comments.